Thanks so much for coming along to watch this video, and I'm so glad that you're here. You're here for a reason, because you're probably wanting to have change, or you're wanting to have more satisfaction and less pain, because that was me. And that was a journey I went to find out how all this works consciously, and how we can have resistance to creating what we want, and how that resistance gets in our way and actually stops us and causes us more pain than anything. So if you're watching this video, you may be having a one-on-one with me, which is absolutely fantastic. You may be coming along to a preview event, or you may have just found this video on one of the many social media website platforms that we advertise and market on. Either way, I'm glad you're here, because that means that you're wanting to learn and grow and change, which is so powerful. You're not broken, there's nothing wrong with you. All you are is, if you're having issues on taking action on what you love, is you have too much resistance. Now, resistance can come in many forms from our unconscious, that feeling, that emotion of just not being able to create what it is that you love. And I know, because that was me. I used to be in the wrong structure, being stuck, of having not enough of what I wanted, not enough of what I loved, and too busy focusing on negative visions to create other things I thought to satisfy my unconscious beliefs. Might sound overpowering and out there. It is to start with, but you'll get it by the end of this video. It's so important when we have the processes around working with our unconscious, that our conscious is on board. Because our conscious, which is thought, and unconscious work together to get the same result. So the more education we can do before you come to the session with me, then the better understanding and then the more powerful the process is. So when I used to have this resistance to taking action of what I wanted, I had an online business, I've had many traditional businesses, I've done all sorts of things. But I could never have what I really wanted, and that was to coach and take this work to the world, which is so cool. Until I found out about your superconscious. Now, we're taught in the world about our conscious, which is thought, our unconscious, which is feeling, and all about survival and keeping things the same. But hardly anyone talks about the superconscious. Why is that? Billionaires talk about it, those that know. Wealthy people know about it, because they also know about structure. If you want to create wealth or anything that you love and live a life you love, you have to be in the right structure. And that's what we're also going to talk about today. The superconscious is the field of information. It's who you are. It's everything about you. It's the passed down traits and DNA from your mum and dad when you were created. It's your superconscious created you in the first 4 weeks of you being created in mum's tummy, with all the information of your hair colour, your skin colour, everything that you look like. So your superconscious is really powerful, because it doesn't know right or wrong. It simply gives you all the information you need to be able to take action and be on your true purpose, which all comes obviously through source of your intuition. So your superconscious is very powerful, and I'll also come to that afterwards as well. So whatever it may be, enjoy the video. First of all, I'm going to talk about structure. I'm going to talk a little bit more that consciousness works, what the unconsciousness works. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the next steps if you want to get straight into this work, or you come into one-on-one, or you may be just watching this video and then just want to get straight into the masterclass, which is cool. So first of all, we have our two forms of structure. We have our current reality, and we have our desired reality. Now, say for example, our current reality is that we're wanting to have more business or more success, or even create an online business. The online business could be in whatever it is for us, something we're passionate about. But say for example, we want to have that business that provides a cash flow, then that could be over here as a business that provides a cash flow. We might be looking for love. We might be looking for relationships. We might be looking for health. Whatever it may be, if we're looking for that and it's more, that's our desired reality. It's what we want, it's what we're earning for, it's what we're wanting to create. If we don't have that and we're wanting it, this is key. This is so powerful about this modality. Then over here, our current reality is less, because this is more. Now, when it's less, for example, business, we might have a job we don't like. We might be single. We might have scarcity. We might be, poor as far as paying our bills every week go, or generally making the money to have that house, boat, travel, car, whatever it may be. So when we actually break this down to a desired reality, a current reality, it's actually two separate things. And this is key, because when we're going to have our desired reality, because we don't have it yet, our current identity, which sits in here, Our current identity is our current reality. So for us to go and create a new desired reality, this identity has to die. And the identities don't like dying because you need to create a new identity over here, which is your desired reality. Can you see that and get that? And the key thing is that when we're going for our desired reality, the unconscious, because it's all about keeping things the same, it's all about feeling, it's all about survival, it doesn't like change because it believes that if you have change you could die. It doesn't want you to create over here because one, its identity has to die, but two, it doesn't know if it's going to be safe over here. Okay? So we say, for example, look at our consciousness over here, which is all about thought. And then we have our unconscious, and we put it up here, our unconscious. It's all about survival. It's all about keeping things the same. It's all about playing safe. Now our unconscious, it keeps us alive. It's grown us up with the superconscious from a little baby from inside mummy's tummy, little fizz, all the way to now. It's very powerful. It's designed to heal and it's designed to support us in whatever we want to create, providing it knows it's safe. And that's key. The unconscious is going to start doing something new. You ever had that experience, you get outside your comfort zone, that's where the fun is. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Because the unconscious is in a new world, it's in a new platform, so to speak, that doesn't know what's going on, but our conscious loves it because it's changed, because it can think the process and have the fun around it, because it's our ego. It just wants to go out there and have fun. So we think about our conscious with the ego, for example, and our unconscious, think about the thought of jumping out of a plane. Now a lot of us fear heights, we just couldn't do it. So we might push ourselves to get outside our comfort zone and jump out of that plane to get the adrenaline or just to have the experience or face our fears. And that's so powerful because when we talk about jumping out of a plane before we actually, on the day we do it, we're going to be talking about it from a conscious point of view. The unconscious might throw up a bit of resistance saying, oh, that's not such a good idea, you know, what if you die? But it doesn't really know it in its true format until it actually starts getting in the height factor. But in the plane, the day before we get on the plane to go for it, our conscious is like, this is exciting, yeah. The ego's like, yeah, let's jump out of the plane, it's going to be fun. But our unconscious is like, no, what are you doing? And as you take off and start getting higher, the unconscious is going to throw up all sorts of resistance in here. And it's going to throw up all the resistance from a past memory of when you were scared of heights or you fell from heights. This could be when you were a baby, you rolled off the bed and fell on the floor. It could be when you fell out of a tree, fell off a horse, whatever it may be. That's how the unconscious in a past memory can experience that pain. And that's what it's going to throw into your active experience to give you anxiety, sweats, the feeling of fear, judgment, whatever it may be about jumping out of that plane. But we all know once you actually jump out of that plane, then the unconscious is over because it's just falling and the conscious is taking over with the ego, with adrenaline. Okay? So the quite important thing is here is knowing the separation between thoughts and survival and of course feeling, which is so powerful. Now when we think about our superconscious, the field of information, that's what's around us. That's what forms. You know, when you step into your intuition or you go to do something, you have that little whisper in your ear, oh, don't do this or do that, that's not a good idea, but you may do it anyway, yes or no, I'm not sure. But that little birdie that whispers in your ear, that is your intuition, connecting from source, from your superconscious to give you the right information on whatever you choose to do. And that's so powerful because thoughts are things, right? What we think about, we bring about. So whatever we're thinking about in this structure, we're going to get more of. Think more of this, we're going to get more of that. And that's key. So when we're thinking about the information from our superconscious, it's just going to give us the information from which structure we're in. And that's another thing with it, like the law of attraction, for example. Whatever structure you're in, you're just going to get more of it. That's how the law of attraction works. Some people say the law of attraction doesn't work. It's because they're in the wrong structure, getting more of what they don't want. You've got to be in this structure for the law of attraction to work. There's more information of that in the masterclass for those of you that are wanting to dig deeper on that. So say for example, our current reality when we're stuck, we just can't take the action on what we love. We can't be our true purpose. We can't go for a life that we love. We can't start that online business. We can't start that sports coaching, whatever it may be. We can't be that musician and take our music to the world. Whatever it may be, we're just stuck. Or we might be just stuck and have none of it. We can't take any action. We just don't know what we want in life. And I know that because that used to be me. So when we're stuck and we're going for what we do want, our desired reality, when we're over here, this means we're flowing. We're having it all. Everything's flowing. Everything's just falling into place. We're creating it. We're manifesting everything that we're choosing. And that's really, really powerful. And anybody can have this because it's just structure. And of course, when we're in the middle, we are isolating. When we are isolating, we're simply like a rocking chair, rocking between the two. Having a little bit of success, the resistance pulls in and it pulls us back to being stuck. Now, say for example, let's talk about we want to have more money. As we're going for this structure of being stuck, but we want to create more money, we want to get a second job, create a business, start off small, working from home, or whatever it may be, the resistance will pop up in here, whatever it may be. And the powerful thing about that resistance is it's simply coming from our old identity, trying to pull us back down here because it thinks we're broken. It thinks you need to fix yourself. And you don't. There's nothing wrong with you. Once again, it's just structure. So as you're going for your desired reality, the resistance pops up here, and the 6 main sabotaging beliefs that pop up here is not good enough, not capable, not worthy, don't belong, insignificant, or not perfect. So they might, all the 6 beliefs will come up here that don't serve you. You might also get a fear of getting it right or wrong, or the fear of success, or the fear of failure. If that business fails, what will everybody think? You might also have some judgment around yourself and others. Oh no, I'm not good enough, I can't do that. No, I failed last time, I'm not going to go through that again. There may be a victim mentality of trying to control the outcome, or needing to know the outcome. I need to know what's going to go on before I take the action, whatever it may be. Whatever it all, if you're experiencing any of this in here, it's dysfunctional. And let me tell you why. It's because when we're stuck in the structure of isolating, we're coming down here, the society, the government, the health system teaches us that we're broken, that you must go fix yourself. And there's so much beautiful therapy out there, and also much different modalities that you can do that really focuses on trying to fix yourself. And they're such beautiful people. They're really kind-hearted people that generally have experienced some trauma in the past, and they're wanting to serve themselves and serve others, which is just beautiful. But what they're actually doing is when they get us to focus on the problem, thoughts are things, we're just having more of it. So in the structure, we're going to have more money. We get with the fears, the resistance, that all pops into our field, into our unconscious. That unconscious throws up emotions and feelings, and it's too much to take the action. So we think there's something wrong with us. We come down here because we think we're broken. We try to fix ourselves. We might do some therapy. We might do a course, online program, whatever it may be. We might read a book, whatever it may be. Now, when we're doing this, it's great because we'll have some wins. We'll go, wow, consciously thought, we'll think, I feel better about that now. I've changed some of my beliefs and I do believe I'm good enough now. So then we'll come along up here, and then we'll start to create this business or whatever to make money again. And then the resistance comes up again. You're not capable, you're not worthy. So we go down here, the fear of success. Well, I've started it, but I've got to pull myself back because what if I become successful? What will other people think? You know, there's so much to it. Now, when we're coming down here, once again, to try and fix ourselves, we might have some wins, do another program or a course, go up here and then go for it again. And you can see a pattern here. Who's been in this pattern before? Who can relate to this? Because this is where I was. I was simply going for what I wanted, making some bad decisions because of my unconscious, egoic agenda, coming down here, doing a program, trying to fix myself, going up here and going for it again. Now, the personal development industry, this is key because I had an online personal development industry for 5 years, online business. We were quite successful in the first few years, But everyone else in that business was having massive failure, and we were on and off as well. Our team was, it was just, no one was getting consistent results apart from less than probably 5% of the entire business. So I wanted to know why and how that happens. I had my own don't belong sabotaging belief. I want to know why I had that. Why I couldn't go out and step into a crowd of people and not get anxiety in the body sweats. I thought everybody got that. I thought it was natural to have that, the don't belong, not good enough. But it's not. It was just personal to me. We all have different beliefs out of that. Some strong on others. You might have a strong not capable, not worthy, but you feel like you're good enough. It's just different for everybody based on our childhood trauma, what we went through growing up. So I quit my corporate careers. I quit everything I was doing, and I went full-time studying to figure this out. And I spent over $20,000, way over, 3 years of study to figure it out. And I was lucky enough to answer an ad 18 months ago at the end of my experience of going through all this work by a fellow called Christopher Duncan, who explained to me about this beautiful process. He mentored me for over 12 months and explained to me how, when we're going for what we want, we're going to have resistance, but we step into what we want and we're able to use the processes which I'm certified in to remove them. The Superconscious recode, the negative flip belief, the 3 circle, anchoring, whatever it may be, conflicting parts, which is really powerful. Whatever it may be, we've learned these beautiful processes where we can actually remove this resistance, and this is key. Remove this resistance, have more of what you want with less pain. So when I'm in now flowing, I've been able to create this beautiful education company. I've got my own online masterclass. I'm doing my own videos. I'm creating my own programs and content. And I'm so grateful that I have this and I can have it being fully relaxed because I've spent 12 months removing all this resistance. And yes, it does take 3 to 6 months to remove the bulk of the resistance. And then as you're starting to create more, new resistance appears, and then we remove that as it goes. Because if you're wanting to earn, say, $10,000 a month, you may have some resistance to that in your own business. But when you want to earn $50,000 a month, there's new resistance. And that's what's so cool about this. As you're creating more of what you want, the resistance comes up. We simply use those processes to remove it. Now, getting back to the personal development industry, they believe by going through the structure, you're somehow going to keep fixing yourself, doing more programs, more seminars, more courses. You're somehow going to pop out and have what you want. And it's just not true. It's impossible. And that's what I figured out, and that's what I've learned, and that's why I'm bringing this work to you and why you're watching this educational video. If it resonates with you, and you want to know more, then just keep watching. If not, I hope you got a lot out of it. And feel free to pass it on to someone else who you think may be interested in creating more of their desired reality, because this is very powerful. If you learn this work, you won't ever need anything else, because we're going to remove all the emotions and feelings of past memories, so you no longer have this feeling of fear, judgments, not good enough, not capable, whatever it is for you. And I know that because I've done it on myself. I've removed it for all my clients, and they're now out there creating and having more of a life they love. Because when we have past memories, say for example, if we think about the little girl, a 6-year-old girl, she spent a weekend with her parents, and on the Monday morning the teacher says to the whole classroom, I want all you kids to draw a picture. I want you to draw a picture of what you did in the weekend with your parents. So they're all flat out drawing these beautiful pictures. And then it's the wee girl's turn to go up in front of the class and present her picture. Now as she's doing this, she accidentally trips and falls over something and falls on the floor. Now the whole class laughs at her because they think it's funny. They're not laughing like at it to be mean, it's just funny. But that poor little 6-year-old girl will put up a traumatic experience of feeling uncomfortable, and she'll put a memory on that getting up in front of people is not cool. It's not good, it's uncomfortable and causes embarrassment, it causes pain because a whole classroom laughed at her. So what her superconscious will put it into her unconscious is a memory that getting up in front of talking people, not good. So if she goes to try and do that in the future, the current identity will send up the resistance of anxiousness or sweats or whatever to pull her down here. Not because doesn't try to do what's right, it's doing it to protect her from going over here and talking in front of people and experiencing the same pain. It's trying to protect her. See, unconscious is always trying to do good by you. It just doesn't feel that way sometimes because we've got so much pain attached to past memories. So say for example that 6-year-old wanted to at the age of 20 or 25 invent a product, be a sales manager, and her boss said to her or whatever, you need to get up on stage and talk in front of the sales crew of 1,000 people. She would say, yeah, it's exciting, that's a great idea. Then she'd step into the thought of it and it'd be like, no. Because the unconscious would be like, no, you can't do that. What if you experienced the pain of that little 6-year-old girl? So in this work, we have the neuron which has the memory. We have over 100 billion neurons in our body. It's quite remarkable. Most of them in our brain, our heart, and then our gut. But say, for example, this is a memory or a neuron, and here is the pain that's attached to it. When we do the superconscious recode, which you'll learn on the one-on-one possibly that you're coming to, or whatever it may be, what we do is we remove the emotion and feeling off that memory, and it disappears out of our body. And when it does, sometimes we get a bit of a twitch and a bit of a rush of energy over the body. We may feel an urge in some description. When it leaves, it doesn't come back, which is great. Then that memory becomes wisdom and it serves us. So say for example that 20-year-old, 25-year-old girl came and I did a recode around public speaking and was able to remove all that resistance so she can just go and talk in public, which I have a product on my website that proves we can actually do that. You're welcome to purchase it and try it if you want to. It's pretty cool and it removes all resistance to public speaking. When she actually do the recode, she'll simply go up on stage, and before she goes on stage, she'll probably, with wisdom, look around and look for nothing to trip over, make sure the lights are good, make sure the microphone works, make sure everything's good to go so she can be the best she can be. And that's so powerful, excuse me, because not only are we removing the resistance, taking actions easy, we're turning it into wisdom so it serves us. And when it serves us, we can have more satisfaction and less pain. And that's so cool. And that's why by learning this work, if you learn it, you'll never need anything else, because you simply have removed a lot of the pain in the first 3 to 6 months. You notice it in the first, well, you notice it every session you notice a big shift, but you notice after probably 4 to 6 weeks, you're a completely different person. You can look back on that old person and you're just full of wisdom when you think about those old feelings and pain. When I think back of the things that used to cause me pain as a child, there's no pain there anymore. It's just simply wisdom that I had to experience that to be who I am today. And I totally believe that. Everything that I've created here, I've stepped into my desired arousal in the last 18 months. And I've taken action around creating it. I could never do videos like I'm doing now. Too much fear. I could never do lives. Too much fear. I could never take groups on anything. It's too much fear. But what I do in the Superconscious Recode, and I'll talk about the process in a minute, we get into the end result, and with our eyes closed, and not having any conscious thought coming in, with our eyes closed, our unconscious believes it to be true, and that's when the resistance comes up. And I'll show you how. What I want you to do is think of something that you have trouble doing, like real resistance on doing, like I can't do public speaking, or I can't make videos, or I can't make cold calls, whatever it may be, or I can't talk to my girlfriend about this, or I can't do this, or I can't do that, whatever it may be, or boyfriend. What I want you to do is to close your eyes, and I'll do it with you. I want you to close your eyes and picture doing exactly that. Picture jumping out of a plane, being on a stage in front of 10,000 people. Whatever it may be for you, picture doing something you feel really uncomfortable doing. And when our eyes are closed, our conscious thought, our perception is shutting down, and our unconscious is creating the picture in the mind of what we're choosing. And we're seeing that. And that's when our unconscious puts up the resistance. You might already be feeling, oh, I couldn't do that, no, that would be too painful, no, what would others think? You'd be feeling that resistance. Now you can open up your eyes. That's the resistance that we remove, which is just in here on this current identity. Now that resistance was put there from a past memory as a child growing up, sometimes passed down from memories from mum and dad, which we can get to that in the masterclass, but majority of it's from the ages of 0 to 7, when our consciousness is not formed yet. Okay, our consciousness doesn't start getting formed in little children from about the age of 4 to 7. Normally it's done by 8, the age 8. And how I can prove that is if you say to a 4-year-old, you're silly, they'll laugh. Say it to an 8-year-old, they'll say, no, you're silly, because they've got a conscious thought process now. They can actually think, they're forming an ego. So how that was put there as a child by our superconscious. Our superconscious goes into our unconscious and puts the feeling and the emotion on that past memory. Just like that 6-year-old girl in here traumatic experience of a traumatic memory, for example. It's in there, in her unconscious, and it was put in here by her superconscious. Not to make her life hard, but to save her feeling experience of pain in future events, like she did as that 6-year-old. So how this work is so different from everything else that's out there, and this is really powerful, is we use your superconscious to go into your unconscious and remove the pain, remove the emotion and feeling. And that's a massive difference. That's why the sessions are so fast. You get the results straight away. You can feel it. You feel better. You feel lighter straight away. It's so powerful. And that's why I love this work, and I've created this education video to give you the heads up and an understanding. So when you come to the one-on-one, we'll briefly go over this again and some other stuff, but it's easier for your conscious mind because it gets it. And the other beautiful thing about this work is it's just true. It's just true. Everything we've experienced in the past is a memory, and it's not true. It's from the past. I can't take it out and give it to you. You know, I can't say, oh, the past traumatic experience of me as a 14-year-old when whatever happened. I can't just take it out and hand it to anybody. So it's not true, but our memory believes it to be true. So when we actually remove that, the feeling emotions off that memory, it becomes wisdom, then it's no longer true. It's just wisdom. So this work is the total truth of life. Everything we're going through life to create in our desired reality is just memories from the past. It's all it is. You know, if you take a breath now and breathe out, you'll no longer be that younger person anymore. And that breath is just a memory from the past. There's no pain attached to it, but it's a memory from the past. And that's our life. As a conscious being, that's what we are. We have 3 forms of consciousness, as we talked about. Conscious thought, ego. Unconscious feeling, survival. Superconscious, all the information we need to create anything that we choose. So, just before I finish this video, as we're going for our desired reality to have more money, as we're making this money and stepping into it, removing this resistance, we're creating this new identity. This new identity in our desired reality of having anything that we choose. And this is so powerful because to have this new identity, to create and have it, this identity has to die. And this identity does not like dying. So in the first 4 weeks of this work, it'll throw up all the resistance that it possibly can to stop you having this. I've had clients that have been completely stuck, have no idea what they want in life, can't look, just do not know, absolutely zero idea. And once we start removing the resistance and having them taking action, they start creating a little bit. They might start doing a little bit of exercise, start getting out a little bit more. Might go see an old friend, whatever. They start getting isolated, they start creating more exercise, more friends, starting that business, get that new job. And then they're over to flowing. And then they're just having it all. And sometimes the old identity might pull them back. But once you're in flowing and you're here, the old identity dies and you've created a new identity. And that's why success is not personal. It's not personal, it's just structure. What structure do you want to be in? Because I know the flowing structure is a whole lot more fun. Now you could be in a part of your life where you're just happy being here at the moment. You know, that's just where you want to be, and that's fine. There's no right or wrong. But if you're wanting more in life, then you step into it, be it before you see it, just become it, take the action. Through these processes, we remove the resistance, and then they're taking the actions easy, and you can just have anything that you want. Does that sound good? Who got a lot out of this today? I hope you can see the truth around it and how we've created all our own resistance at some part of our life that's getting in our way to taking action. Not good enough, not capable, I'm not worthy of that. Oh, the fear of failure or success, whatever it may be. We've created it all from some childhood memory. If you want to learn this work and remove that resistance so you no longer have those feelings and emotions that don't serve you, then you're in the right place. You're going to love the one-on-one session with me, or the preview event, or if you come to the masterclass, whatever it may be. Now the next steps, if you choose, go to the website, gregjonesnz.com, go to the website. If you're not, and you may already be booked into one-on-one, that's fantastic. Just keep going along the process and come along. I'll see you there soon. Or if you're wanting to have a one-on-one and more intimate one-on-one with me, go to the website. You can click on the link. It's currently at the moment, it's special from $3.99 down to $79 US, and you get me for a whole hour, hour and a quarter, depending what it is, what you want to work on, and you'll have massive results in that session. Or you may want to just get started and come along for masterclass, where there's over 80 recordings. Now the recordings are just as powerful as the live coaching calls, because every time someone listens to that recording, they're in that field of consciousness. There's so much other people's consciousness around that, so it's very powerful. We have a whole lot of meditations and trainings and down different processes. We've got over 29 live recorded recodes in there, so you can simply step into anything you want to and remove that resistance. We've got audio meditations that you can simply change your thought, feeling and emotion process, which change your beliefs, which change your actions, which gives you the different reality, so you can have more of what you want. We have a lenses document in there, which is all about creation, from writing it all down like a goal setting form, but way more better. We don't have goals so much in this work, we have choices. I choose the end result of. So that's a fantastic masterclass, and in that masterclass we also have over 5 live recording coaching calls as a group call every week, plus a coaching call with me. Very, very powerful. So that's definitely the best options for you. Come have a one-on-one or masterclass. And the other beautiful thing too is make sure you join our Facebook group, Transform Your Life Within, Facebook Greg Jones. You'll find it on my Greg Jones Facebook page, or Transform Your Life Within. You can't miss it, it's fantastic. Come in there, it's a new group, and in that group I've got some of the processes which you can watch for free to get a bit more information if you want to. And I also do a live call at the moment, it's 7 AM New Zealand time, every single Monday. So there's heaps of free content, paid content, whatever you want to do, whatever you're looking for. But I promise you, you do this work, you'll never need anything else. Because I know it, because I've done it. And so have my clients, and so have all the other people that have been doing this work. There's only 700 of us coaches on the planet teaching this. If you wanted to be a coach and maybe take this work and run it as a business, reach out. We have several options for you. If you wanted to learn about intuition, we have options for you. If you wanted to focus on your true purpose, no problem at all, we can work on that. Whatever you choose, what we do is we don't tell you, give you opinions and tell you what you think you need to do. We get you to come from your inner power, your own inner power, to create what is it you love. And that's so much more powerful, because I don't need to give you advice on anything. You already have all the information in you. We just have to activate it. We just have to get you to believe in it and start taking action around it. And that's key. And then once you do that, the magic happens and everything grows. And it's exactly the same as a seed in a tree. That little seed has all the information to grow into a big tree. It's just got to go through that journey. And we're no different. We're just a seed starting to grow. We just got to water it, nurse it, take action, step in the end result, remove the resistance, and have everything that we choose. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you got a lot out of it. A lot of information. There's also more information on YouTube if you want to go there as well. And we'll see you at the one-on-one or the live preview event. If you want to know anything about the preview event also, just go on the website. We have a link there where you can register. Thank you so much for watching. I love you heaps, and we'll see you very, very shortly.